is hurting retention and recruitment in our armed forces. My name is Samuel Ronan, and I am running for President of the United States in the Republican primary. And let me tell you, as the future Commander-in-Chief, I understand exactly why the military is in crisis. When I enlisted back in 2009, it was to serve my country, to fight against terrorists, to protect our borders, and to ensure that my friends and family and neighbors were safe from terrorists, from Islamic extremism. And not 1 or 2 years later, I discover that the enemy was never the terrorists. We were never over there to stop extremism. We were there for oil and poppy fields. And that did not sit well with me. Because I wanted to serve my country. I still do want to serve my country. I still would lay down my life and fight on the front lines for my country if called upon. For the right reasons. I would refuse orders to deploy to Israel and massacre Palestinians. That is a war crime. That is a crime against humanity. Murdering innocent civilians in hospitals, schools, and religious facilities. It is an international, recognized war crime and crime against humanity. And under the Uniform Code of Military Justice and the law of armed conflict, service members, regardless of rank, not only have the right, but the obligation to refuse those orders. So why put yourself in that situation in the first place? That's what's going through the minds of new recruits, of potential new recruits. Why should I enlist or commission into a military that is committing these atrocities where I would have to refuse those unlawful orders and risk retaliation and worse, ruining my life with a dishonorable discharge for refusal to obey an unlawful order? Of course, if you're disobeying an unlawful order and there's many regulations to support that, how could you suffer? Shouldn't they be the ones to suffer? And then the wheel starts spinning. We have corruption in our own government who are not being held accountable. We have corruption in corporations, in business, in our economy, in our criminal justice systems, and they aren't being held accountable. Accountability is the key. Our choices as a nation to engage in war crimes, facilitating the destabilization of other nations so that we can have access to their natural resources. These are all things, these are all considerations that Gen Z make before enlisting, or rather, not enlisting. Because they are aware. They are more aware than millennials, Gen X, and boomers ever were, because they are living in extraordinary, unprecedented, historic times in the worst way possible. So it is no surprise whatsoever that they refuse to enlist. And a large portion of that is our foreign policy. And as your next president, I vow, I swear to you, I make the solemn oath that we, the United States of America, will never aid and abet in genocide or ethnic cleansing, and that we will hold our allies responsible if they commit those atrocities. And that as president, I will hold our own members of government and business and the military accountable for aiding, abetting, facilitating, or encouraging the same.